Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the ranking of the 12 Days of Christmas movies. Now, this is going to be from my least favorite to my favorite. So, without further ado, let's get started. Coming in at number 12 is Seeds of Sin. Wasn't sure what I was expecting with this one. What I got was a lot less. Didn't particularly care for this movie. I liked the little bits of Christmas that it had in it, but the rest of it just didn't thrill me. So, yeah. All right, coming up next is Krampus Origins. Finally, a Krampus movie is not dead last this year. I actually kind of like this one. Once you get past the low budget acting and the low budget scenes and the costumes, it actually wasn't that bad. So, all right, coming up next, It's a Wonderful Knife. Um, I like the slasher element, but the agenda was a little too much for me. I think they could have done better. But with that being said, the slasher looked pretty awesome. Coming up next is The Brain. This had an awesome throwback feel to it, and I really enjoyed it this time. And it does have a lot of Christmas sort of feel to it. As a matter of fact, as the movie's ending, they're putting their tree out because Christmas is over. So they kind of put all their stuff out to the curb. All right, coming up next was a complete surprise, and that was Alien Raiders. Now, I wasn't sure what to expect from this, but I really liked the story, and it had a great Christmas feel to it. So check that one out, Alien Raiders. Like I said, only one movie this year that I didn't particularly care for. Coming up next is Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension. Has a tremendous Christmas feel to it, and it's also pretty mean spirited. So, yeah. And it ties a lot of them together as well. So, check this one out. Coming up next is A Christmas Horror Story. Now, originally I had this a little bit higher, but it did drop down when I started to think about what came above it. I like George Buza as Santa Claus. I like the epic battle between Santa and Krampus, although it didn't really last very long. And I really liked William Shatner in it. So, yeah, A Christmas Horror Story. Coming up next is Mercy Christmas. As I said, this was under A Christmas Horror Story, but I had a blast with this movie. Um, it's just fun. So thank you, Lonnie, for recommending it. I had a great time with it. All right, coming up next is Silent Night, our dark horse, because this one is pretty depressing, but it's really filmed well. The acting is brilliant, and I like the story behind it. So, yeah, great acting, great cast. All right, at number three, we have The Retaliators. Yeah, this one is just a brutal, brutal movie. And it has a lot of rewatchability, that's for sure, for me. Maybe not for everyone, but definitely for me. Number two is Black Friday. Joe and I had a blast with this movie. It's just an awesome film. I love the gore. I love the cast. I like the department store part of it. I like, actually, to be honest, I like that it was an unused script for Power Rangers, and they put this much work into it. I had heard this movie was good, and it did not disappoint. Which leaves number one, and that is The Wolf of Snow Hollow. This made my top two for 2020, and I just love this movie. I think Jim Cummins, who also wrote it and directed it, is brilliant in this film. He's not going to be for everyone. Sorry about that. He's not going to be for everyone. He is very sarcastic, but he's also very witty. And R.I.P. to Robert Forster. He was a great actor. So there you go, guys. My top 12 of my 12 Days of Christmas. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all your comments. And Merry Christmas.